Hello, guys. It's your host Darius Thomas with the first episode of the Rundown. We're going to be covering all things sports, local, national, and at the professional level. I want to start this episode out by introducing my channel. DT News is going to be a thing that I'm doing now, and come here to get your weekly sports highlights and also your analysis on the games, local, national, and also at the professional level. We're going to start off today with we have Wimby signing with Nike, long term getting a signature shoe. I think it's all a given. We know that that's coming. He's one of the top players in the league. He's an international star, especially with him coming off of the finals run. It was only a matter of time. He has a nickname of the Alien. I think he wore a version of the GT Nikes during the season, so it's only a matter of time. I'm pretty sure it's a long term deal. And we know Nike usually gets the top guys. Moving to my next segment, we have Kawhi Leonard in the investigation with aspirations with them circumventing the salary cap. I think that this is something that they did. Personally, it was between them and the Lakers. Who wouldn't want to go play with LeBron James in LA? But hey, when you got a team throwing you a boatload of cash, you typically tend to take it. Also, you had the different requirements, as you would call them, that they had coming out with the uncle wanting a place to stay, the uncle wanting to be on salary, and all these other different things. I just don't think that there's not any way that this guy wasn't getting paid under the table. It didn't work out for him getting Paul George and traded away a future MVP and Shea Gilgis Alexander. Also a boatload of picks, and then from there it was just same old Kawhi. Once he left Toronto, the dude was always hurt. I think that was an aberration personally, but they got it done. He's always hurt. He played for him. He didn't play for him. You never knew what to expect with number two for the Clippers. Moving on from that, we have Draymond Green. It didn't work out with them signing LeBron, but hey, worth a chance. He came back to the Warriors on a 1 year deal, and I think at this point they're just riding the wave. He's making his money. They're not gonna win. All-time player, especially for his generation, one of the best defenders that you could find around our age. Teaming with Curry, Thompson, can't complain. Those guys got it done. 4 titles over the roughly 12 or 13 years they were together, and then now it's just they kind of just sunk into the abyss. I hear a lot of chatter about what should Steph do. Steph should do what makes him happy. If that's leaving, leave. If he wants to stay, stay. First thing I would say is try to stay on the floor. It's not playing as many games as he used to back in the day. So now it's more so about just being healthy, putting that 3 point record out there where maybe nobody can touch it. I don't know about that with the way these kids play. Everybody's shooting threes. You got guys hitting 300 threes as a rookie. So who's to say how long that record will be safe? We never thought Reggie Miller or Ray Allen's record would fall. So here's to a new day. But I think that he should stay personally. Put a little pressure on the management, maybe use his influence, something he's never really done, and make him put up or shut up. If they continue with this Jimmy Butler and Green and all these hand-me-down guys retired gracefully, there's no reason to play. Even though they are cutting the checks, you can't. It's hard to turn down 60 or 70 million dollars, but it's all for naught. Nobody wants to play and continue to lose. Moving from that, we'll move to the NFL. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it, but we have Tony Romo getting suspended by CBS for his running with the law. I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but the guy seems to be drunk or he's at least intoxicated. Um, he tried to use a little bit of the clout of being a Dallas Cowboy former quarterback to, try to throw on the officers in Wisconsin there, but they weren't really having it. The guy failed the test, so when you make bad decisions like that, it's typically come with consequences. Drinking and driving is never something that anyone should promote because you have a lot of people down there on a daily basis. I'm pretty sure we all know someone that's been a victim of drinking and driving, on drink and drive. Other news, we have former San Francisco receiver Debo Sanders returning to the team after a year hiatus. He went to Washington. Personally, the guy got too big. If you watch film of him, he couldn't run, and he's not the best route runner. He didn't want to play running back, and he had a down year. He didn't really do much for Washington. That's why they let him go in 49ers, thinking they'll bring him back on the 1 year. I think it's up to $7 million deal, but I think he's there more so for leadership now, maybe just that veteran push. He's not the guy. As long as they don't expect him to come back and give him over 1,000 yards, I think they'll be fine. He can give you, give or take, between 500 and 700 yards. If he can give you 5 to 7 touchdowns, work him in on a couple of reverses, 200 300 yards receiving, rushing rather. I think that'll work. If he can give them 1,000 yards total with more than 5 touchdowns, I think it's a bargain signing because they have different guys. Pearsall that they need to step up to the plate. Definitely with Ayuk and his shenanigans. This guy here has just left the team and assumed he's going to Washington. I don't know, maybe he wants to be Deebo Samuels. Tampa Bay, there's a lot of ruckus over there going on over there with Baker Mayfield. I don't know if you guys seen the press conference, but he kind of let him have it. Baker's a guy that wears his heart on his sleeve, and he give you everything he got. So if they thought that he wasn't going to respond like that, they were sadly mistaken. He told them that they had until training camp to get a deal done, and I think he's sticking to his guns. I think that's best for him. I don't know if he should be paid top of the market, but I definitely believe that he should be there at about the mid 40 range. They pay everybody now, whether they're worth it or not. It's all about finding a common number, but I hear that he was more disappointed with the years. He came over there coming from Carolina, and he stabilized the position for him. They ended up going to the playoffs. They didn't make it this past year, but you can't take away what he's done. He's played well for them, played through injury, and he's kind of gave them someone to settle on to build the team around if they would like to. But he's not the only person that's over there disgruntled. You have Vita Vea, the long-standing tackle. He's been there probably over 7, 8 years now, and he's just a vital cog in that defense. He wants more money. He's came out and requested a trade. How would that work out for him? I don't know. I think they end up paying the guy. I think he more so wants to raise more than anything. He has $17 million on the books. That's not enough for a player of his caliber. Wants more bonuses, so if you can get him probably around 24 million, somewhere in there, give or take incentives, I think the guy comes back. But that's been Tampa. You had the couple outlier years of '02 when they won the championship with that defense, and then you had Brady coming over, kind of putting the perfect storm together, being that missing piece because they had a hell of a team. Jameis just had the turnovers. So, outside of that, this is a typical Tampa. They don't pay franchise quarterbacks generally. Brady was old. They've drafted Josh Freeman. They've had, I think Leftwich paid for him at one point. Brad Johnson was a journeyman. The two Super Bowls were with journeymen. So it tells you a lot right there. They're more so kind of strike while the iron's hot. Not a team really built for long-term sustained success. And they let those two guys go. They'll be back in the pitfalls of the NFC South. It's not a long way to go. It's not like you have a lot of teams over there winning a lot of games, but it hurts to be at the bottom. Other players that you have on hold in right now, you have Bijan Robinson wants a new deal. Detroit running back Jahmyr Gibbs wants a new deal. Linebacker from the Chargers, Tuli Tuipulotu wants a new deal. And then you have the big-time receiver out of New Orleans by way of Ohio State, Chris Olave. Although he's just signed a 4-year with $132 million deal, $90 million guaranteed. I don't think he expects to get a number 2 over there because when they're paying you that kind of money, typically you don't get those guys. So if he can continue to put up the numbers that he has, they're definitely going to need him with Tyler Shook, the second-year dude out of Louisville. I don't know what they were thinking with that pick, but only time will tell. He played well for him as a rookie, and we'll just have to see how it goes from there. Moving on to the NCAA. I know it's the off season, but there's been a big debate over Big Ten and SEC football. Big Ten has dominated recently. SEC typically gets it done for the most part since since Texas won 07, something like that. They've pretty much consistently been the winners. You have Auburn, you have Alabama, you have the LSU's, you have Georgia's in there. I think those are the only 4 teams. But you have Each of them probably winning multiple championships outside of Auburn. It's hard to argue, but it's a new day. They were king prior to the NIL explosion. A lot of people say they've been paying people under the table for years. We hear the guys on the podcast tell the stories all the time. Are they still doing it? Probably not. Everybody's getting paid, but money is not the only indicator of sustained success. You have to have the coaches in there. The playing field has been leveled with everybody being able to pay. And are their pockets long enough to get it done? Yes, but it also takes the right compilation of players to get it done. Moving on, we have another big announcement coming up. We have the running back out of Richmond Randall, Landon Williams Callis, number one running back in the state. They have him rated number 3, and he's came down to the top 5 of A&M, UT, Missouri, SMU, Houston. Now, I know you think that that's kind of weird. You have Houston and SMU in there. He is from Texas, so he might want to stay local, but you also have the big dogs of A&M and the University of Texas. And then you kind of have the outside of Missouri as the dark horse trying to land the top running back. And they're bringing back a top running back this year. I don't know how he's coming off of getting shot at a music concert, but we're praying for a quick healing for the gentleman and he can get back out there on the field and chase his dreams. But personally, I don't really know where he's going to go. But one thing I do know just from watching the kid from afar, he seems to want to be the guy. It's not going to be a situation where there's 2 or 3 guys and he's sharing the load. Now, would he come in as a freshman and do that? Depends on who's in the backfield. But I think long term, he has big aspirations of making the professional level. And the easiest way to do that is to win Heisman trophies and dope walkers. You don't win those by running for 500 or 600 yards. The guy has to get out there. He has to give them 1,000-yard seasons, preferably 1,700, 1,800 yards as expected, but we'll see once he gets to the next level. We're going to end this on a section over the Bengals. My Bengals. I don't know if you guys see the Bengals hat back there or not, but this is my team. I've been following them for a while. We did get to the Super Bowl about 3 years back, but that's old news. It's a new day. We have the high-priced quarterback in Burrow. We have a high-priced receiver in Chase. We have a high-priced receiver in Higgins. Not much else as far as weapons. They've drafted some kids, patched together a line. We haven't had a running back since Mixon left. The time is now. Big news, we did see Stewart kind of go down with a slip and fall at training camp, but they say it's been a hyperextension of the knee. So hopefully it's not something that'll linger. He can come in and contribute to the team. We did bring in a key tackle, but it's not much to say. It's Super Bowl or bust. We missed the playoffs last year with the Steelers barely scraping by, I think, 9 wins. So it's not impressive. Yeah, Baltimore was bad. We were bad. Cleveland was bad as usual. And then you had Pittsburgh get in there, have a chance to win against Houston. So that's definitely surprising, but we have to do better. I want you guys to follow the show, follow the channel. We'll be on all the big social media, YouTube, Facebook. Not really into TikTok, but maybe I can venture off in there if I can find some viewers for my content. I thank you guys for giving me a chance. I will be back probably 2 to 3 times a week. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to